It's 8:45. Last weekend, the state of California announced they were suing several attorneys who are accused of running a mortgage class action lawsuit scam that expanded to 16 other states, maybe even more. These lawyers scammed desperate homeowners nationwide out of millions of dollars in fees to join questionable mass lawsuits against their mortgage lender. Now, Stuart Vener is a real estate mortgage expert. We bring him in and talk about things like this all the time, relating to the mortgage mess and that we're all in. But this thing really, this got by me, and I got to tell you, it really makes you mad because they're going, like you said, they're going after people at their worst of times.
Yes, and even if people know that they don't have a chance of winning some kind of a ridiculous suit, they think, well, it's a lawyer, this is my last desperate chance to do something. And people that are in their most vulnerable, difficult, worst possible time in their life, their homes are underwater, they don't know what to do, where to turn. And then they're telemarketed and they're solicited by mail, and they figure, well, this is a lawyer, this is going to be good. And they've taken $4,000 to $10,000 from these poor people.
Stuart, is that how it's working? I mean, these law firms are hiring these telemarketers, and,
yes,
then they're contacting these people who are in some kind of trouble with their mortgage?
Yes, they're telemarketing. They're sending out mass mailings. They're telling them to join a mass joinder lawsuit or a class action lawsuit, and then they're promising them ridiculous outcome that they're going to end up getting their house free and clear. The bank's going to negate their mortgage, and this isn't going to happen. I mean, you hear about some horrible, crazy stories where the bank forecloses on a house they never had a loan on. Well, that's different. But that's not the average.
So what if somebody is in trouble and they think they need to find a way out? What's the answer at this point?
You have to be realistic. If you're in the situation where you owe twice of what your house is worth and you can't afford to make your payments, and you've got a choice on whether to feed or clothe your family or to make a mortgage payment you can't afford, maybe you should think of just moving on with your life and starting fresh.
Well, I don't know. Can a person legitimately sue their lender if they're in a foreclosure situation?
You can sue anyone.
Well, there's that. You're right. You're right. You can sue anybody. Yeah, but I mean, have we heard of anybody actually prevailing in a situation like this?
No, you can't win cases like this. If you borrow the money and you have a legitimate mortgage and you don't make your payments, you're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So what, I guess, and let's go back to the original thing we're talking about here, what appears to be this scam. If someone does contact you, because it could very well happen here. If it's happening in California, it could very well happen here, because we know we're in not much better shape. What should you do? Should you contact somebody, do you think?
Well, first you've got to use common sense. In fact, some of these lawyers, I believe they indicted in California, have offices here in Florida. And I think about 15 or 16 more states are looking at this. But you have to really look hard and say, do I really have a chance of doing this? And don't give them front money. If you want to join this lawsuit, don't pay for it. All
right. Hey, I want to tell everybody, we have a link to Stuart's info online under our Seen on TV section of myfoxtampabay.com. Go there, and Stuart's got a lot. He's been in the business forever and ever, and you know all about it, ins and outs, so I can tell you anything you need to know. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Russ.
Thank you.
Same
Take
here.
care, Stuart.